Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a tutorial on this eye look right here. It's kind of a forest green slash gold, kind of a glittery, kind of a winged out, not really a cut crease, maybe a half cut crease. So I used this new palette from Smashbox. This is the Star Power Face and Eyeshadow palette. Your story is written in the stars. And then I also dipped into last year's holidays contour and spotlight palette. So I used both of these together. And we're going to get into that. And I'm going to show you guys these palettes in just a second. But first, I want to welcome you guys. If you are new and this is your first time at my channel, welcome to this video and my channel. My name is Lauren Jade. I'm 57. I have mature, crepey, wrinkly skin with hooded eyes that are slightly downturned. So on my channel here, obviously it all centers around the hooded eye and the crepey skin that I am working with. But I'm always looking to pass my tips and tricks on to you guys, what I learned. Now I know we all have different, eye shapes and different levels of hoodedness, but I'm hoping that you guys can pick up some tips and tricks along the way, even if you kind of have to tweak them and adjust them to your eye shape. But yeah, this is what I'm born with. So this is what my channel pretty much focuses around. All right, so with that said, if you guys are new here, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell right next to it. That way, YouTube will notify you each and every time I upload. I would love to have you join me here. I upload pretty frequently. So, all right, that's it. I want to keep this intro short. Let's get into these palettes. So this one, this is this year's. This is what the palette looks like. Star Power Face and Eyeshadow palette. Beautiful colors. Now normally I would have gone into these oranges and pinks because I kind of gravitate towards that, but decided to kind of play with some color today, and so I did this forest green shade here, but this is the palette. You guys will see that. And yeah, that's it. So I do want to keep this kind of short, and that's it. So if you guys want to see how I created this look and see this new Smashbox holiday palette for this year, then just keep watching. And yeah, let's just get right into this tutorial. I feel like I'm like right next to the camera, trying to get as close as I can so I can get the best lighting. Wow, I feel like if I got any closer, I can touch the phone right now. That's all right. So let's try this again. I got my hair up now, out of the way, and I am placing this primer, my MAC paint pot here in soft ochre, and I am placing it every place where I'm planning on putting my shadows, just kind of cleaning up a little bit here on this brow area here. All right, so I'm going to be using this palette today. This is the new holiday palette from Smashbox called Your Story is Written in the Stars, and it is a Star Power Face slash Eyeshadow palette, and it looks like this. And I'm going to grab this shade right here, which is called Orion Gosling, I believe. It's really hard to tell, and I'm just going to set this primer P. Louise style by placing this shadow pretty much like right where I'm planning to place my eyeshadow. So just kind of right in that socket bone area and taking it all the way down to the bottom and then out here in this outer corner. Right, so I'm going to bronze my crease. I'm going to use the Pink Squad today. I'm going to give that a little bit of love because I'm always using the Bronze Squad. And as always, I'm going to grab my Hoola bronzer, and I'm using a Morphe E22 brush for this step. And I'm just going to kind of start kind of in the center here and kind of dust that out. The main purpose of this bronzer is because I love to do this inner corner shading, kind of brush it up to the brow, and then kind of connect it to this nose contour area here. All right, so I'm not really sure what I want to do today. I know that I want to play with a little bit of this color, and I'm kind of thinking the green, maybe a little bit of this blue. I don't know, I always gravitate to these shades right here because I love these oranges and these pinks and these corals. So I'm sure that I will be doing more looks, obviously, with this palette. So I think I'm going to grab this shade right here. And then this one down here, which is, you know, it's all, the names are on the back, but it's always so confusing as to which is which. So I think I'm going to grab a little bit of both of these shades right here just to kind of play. I think I'm going to take this bigger one first, and I'm going to stick with the same brush. I love this E22 brush. And this one I'm going to start on this outer corner here and just kind of deepen up and further kind of define that crease and give it a little bit of depth and dimension. All right, I'm going to stick with that same brown shade now, and I'm going to switch to an M433 from Morphe, and I'm going to start to kind of wing this out a little bit and also kind of bring a little bit down. And I'm also continuing to wing it out, but I'm adding a little bit here to this outer lid here because I want to start to kind of build up the shape, kind of doing a winged out shape, and I'm wanting to build up some color along the lower lash line as always. So I'm just going to be flicking that out towards the temple. Go back into that first fluffy brush that I was using, the E22 from Morphe, and I'm just going to kind of buff out some of this and just kind of feather this out. All right, so this is a nice feathered soft wash of color I got going on here in the crease. I'm really loving it. You guys know I really love to get some contour and some shape and some definition in there. So I'm going to grab this shade right here. It's kind of a satin shade, you know, it's not really a metallic-y kind of a foil shimmer. Actually, you know what, I think I'm going to take, yeah, I'm going to take this one. I was going to go with that lighter one, but because I do want to get a little bit of depth in here, but I don't want to take that dark brown. So I'm going to go with this one. And just start to kind of define this, kind of this little wing a little bit more. And I'm just kind of taking my time right now and just kind of making sure that this is nice and airbrushed out here because I really want it very feathery, and I want it blown out kind of out here so that it kind of connects and everything is just kind of really seamless and airbrushed. So I am really just kind of going back and forth, toggling between my two blending brushes that I've been using this whole time, and just kind of making sure that it's all nice and airy out here and nice and seamless. All right, now I'm going to have some fun. I'm actually going to take this packing brush here, and I'm going to kind of start to kind of lighten up the inner part of my lid here. And then I'm going to take the forest green shade, and I'm going to place that. I'm going to do a couple different things with this. I'm going to actually put this on the outer part of the lid, and I'm going to kind of smoke it around it. And then I'm going to use that same shade to really use it as a liner. I'm going to do kind of a bronzy forest green liner. You'll see. You'll see. So I'm going to start by packing this shade on this outer lid here. And because I used a, get this right in here, and if you guys remember, the last shade that I used was this shade right here, which is also kind of a satiny, kind of a satin formula. This green is the same formula, so it's going to kind of mesh together. It's going to kind of blend together. And I'm just kind of now toggling back and forth, just kind of working this little outer V section with this deep forest green, and then kind of toggling back and forth between this shade, and then this green one right here. I have no problems using like a satin in the crease if it's not too, you know, shimmery, and this one is not. So this really blends super nicely over top that forest green shade, which is kind of why I went in to deepen up the crease with that shade, being that it was a satin, because I knew that I was going to be using this green here. All right, so I'm going to take a break now from the shadows for just a quick second, and I'm going to use this. This is called the Bronze Shimmer. This is Bobbi Brown gel liner, and I've had this literally for like a decade or more. And it's still very soft and buttery and creamy. So I got like 3 of these, and they all still have very pliable, soft texture, even after like a decade. I know I probably shouldn't be using them, right? I should get some new ones, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use this. So I'm going to create a little wing here with this bronze shimmer. And I'm going to put this green on top of this. You'll see what I'm going to do here in just a second. So I'm just going to create my little wing. All right, because this is a gel liner, it's a little bit damp now, so I'm going to go back to this forest green shade, and I'm going to use my Makeup Forever flat definer brush. And I'm going to just stamp that green right on the lash line and right on top of that bronzy liner. Kind of make this a little... All right, I'm going to also grab a little bit of this blue shade right here, and I'm going to also wiggle a little bit of that and kind of stamp that in as well along the root of the lash line here, just to add a little bit more depth. And I'm not sure if the camera is picking up the little wing here that I've got going on, and I'm gonna pull this out into a cat eye. This is getting pretty deep and smoky and kind of blowing out over here. I'm going to be cleaning this up, but first we're going to add some shimmer, and I'm going to grab this shade. This is from last year's. This is the Holidays Contour and Spotlight palette from Smashbox. Also, I'm going to take this shade, and I'm going to map out my lid space and kind of get ready for some shimmer. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. All right, so I'm going to grab a little bit of my NYX shadow base here in white, and I'm going to lay a little bit of that down right on top of that shadow. I really want this to pop. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get the intensity and the shimmer and the shine that I want with this, but I have a tendency to double and triple dip, and I'm going to really try to stick to this palette, but I kind of think I know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to grab a little bit of this shade here just as a gold base. I really don't want to mess with false eyelashes today, honestly, because I've got things to do right after this, and honestly, they take a little bit of time. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of deepen up the lash line, deepen this up a little bit. I'm going to take this dark brown shade and just kind of go right at the base. So The wing will kind of have that from brown to kind of green gradient fade. I think I'm going to do that. And just to kind of intensify this lash line, because honestly, I really don't want to mess with these falsies today. I know, I'm just being honest. So I'm going to just take a really kind of thin. All right, I'm going to just kind of deepen up this little area right here. And I'm going to, I think I'm going to use my Too Faced shadow today. I'm going to clean up out here. I have to grab a larger brush, I think. All right, I'm going to go into, all right, I'm going to grab these two here. This is the Too Faced, this is the Citrus Mistress, and this one is the Sweet Spot. I love the Guava Glitz. I have all of these, but I haven't used these since last year, so I think I'm going to use these today. And I'm going to put this one in the center. This will be, gosh, it's almost like that time of year where we're going to be doing glitter again. It's been so long. It's been so long since I've done anything with the glitter. Although it doesn't really feel like fall here because we're still in the 80s right now. And it's going to be nice for the next few weeks. We're going to be in the mid 80s, so don't know how much fall looks I'm going to want to be doing here. All right, now I'm going to take this lighter shade and I'm going to blend that in the front. And I'm going to take a little bit of this shade right here, which kind of matches the Too Faced glitter shade, and I'm just going to use that as kind of a median shade between the glitter and then this forest green shade here. All right, I'm going to do a tiny bit of baking. Normally I do this step right in the beginning, but I completely forgot. And working with these darker shadows and the green, I should have did this in the beginning and I didn't. So just to kind of help with the fallout situation, I had a couple little flecks. Hardly anything at all, but this will catch everything and wipe it away and give me a nice clean under eye area. Now I'm going to grab some lip gloss. All right, that looks a lot better. Now I'm going to touch up with the Holidays face palette from last year and clean up. All right, I do agree that false eyelashes would really make this look like, take it from day to night or night to after dark. But you know, I'm just not going to mess with it today. I am going to take this 24/7 Glide On Urban Decay. It's kind of a greenish, forest green, glittery type of a liner. And I'm just going to line. This is called Junkie. And I'm going to just line my waterline here. I'm doing everything that I can do to bring some depth and definition to the lashes because I really don't want to do the falsies today. Now that I started doing them, I almost feel like, you know, I should do them in every single tutorial, but I feel like I need to kick it old school today and not mess with them because I've got Okay, so I think this completes the look. I'm going to spray the face. I got my Morphe setting spray, which, oh my God, this smells amazing. And here we go. Whew. This stuff just absolutely not only smells amazing, but has such a super fine mist. It just feels so good going on. All right, guys, that completes the look. And yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't put in falsies, but honestly, I have to get going on my day now, and I really didn't want to mess with those. But having some of that liner in my waterline, I can see my eyes are starting to kind of water. So with that said, I want to finish the video before my eyes get completely watered down. All right, that's it. Mwah! I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.